Did you enjoy your visit to DangerPoint?
Yes, it was very good. The children really enjoyed it and learnt a lot.
It was a really good day. We had lots of fun. The activities were just the right length of time. The children had time to explore all the areas, but also it wasn't that long that they got bored or tired of the activities. And the fact that they kept moving around to different zones kept them intrigued and kept them on task as well.
Do, lot fawr.
I did, yes, definitely. I'd definitely go again.
What activity did you think was most effective?
The room where it showed the fire, that was particularly effective, I think. I really enjoyed that bit the most because I didn't realise a room could actually burst into flames in such short time.
I really like the home activity because of all the activities, that is where they spend most of their time, and it's also the one thing they all had in common was home. Some children hadn't been on a train, some children hadn't been to a beach, for example, some children can't swim, some of the children never experienced flooding, so the fact that the home one sort of was relevant for all the children really helped.
Ar y we. Dwi'n meddwl bod nhw wedi dysgu lot fawr am be maen nhw fod i edrych ar be dyn nhw ddim fod i edrych pa gemau chwarae felly.
Dangers around the home and on the roads for children. I find it this day and age, some are more on laptops, iPads, phones, so they're not very aware of the outside world and the dangers.
Are there any areas that you think we could improve upon?
I wouldn't say so, no. I'd say that it's a nice roundabout of activities.
Yeah, I think if I was to say, I think, like the farm bit, we were stood around there, they had things, they were talking about the rats and the various things, but I noticed that some of the younger children particularly were kind of like wandering off a little bit at that point, like whether there could be something slightly more interactive that would probably hold their interest a bit better, I would think.
No, I think you put across valid points and ideas.
Prior to visiting DangerPoint, had the children been taught any of the topics covered on a visit?
We do cover well-being, particularly internet safety, so that's really prevalent in schools and really important within schools, so they do that. And they do things like staying safe in the house, staying safe around school, but DangerPoint puts it into more detail.
We try and do cover some areas, but at DangerPoint I think you go in more depth and it's more visual.
I suppose there's always going to be little things that come up from time to time depending on what topic they're studying in school, but not in such a concentrated way as DangerPoint does.
Do you think that students have been made more aware of dangers and have benefited from their visit to DangerPoint?
I would like to think so. You do have sometimes they might be a little bit naive and unsure, and then you see like, oh, like I didn't know that, or yeah.
Yeah, I do, because quite often, you'll hear them talking about things that they've learned when we're in class, like, even if we're talking about like online safety, things they can't look at, heating the devices, under the pillow and things. Yeah, I've heard quite a few kids talking about bits of things.
Have you had any feedback from pupils or parents following the visit?
Yeah, they all really enjoy it, and they really enjoy chaos. They really like the chaos and the quiz and things at the end, and just the practicality of it all, and actually going. I think it's nice that they actually go on a trip as well outside of school. It's nice to kind of learn outside of school as well.
The pupils loved it. They really enjoyed the day. It was just the right length of time to keep them all engaged. Parents all think it's a good idea. I've been doing the trip. I think that's the 6th time I've been. So the parents really, they like that trip.
Pupils definitely. I mean, like, they were all buzzing on the bus back. They'd had a brilliant day and they were talking about it. And that's year 4, 5 and 6 because I did all of them. But they were all buzzing. It was good.
Do you think that pupils preferred learning about dangers at DangerPoint or at school?
I'd probably say DangerPoint because it's more on hands and practical and visual.
No, definitely at DangerPoint. Yeah, I definitely think so. It's a different environment because you can kind of bring it to life, can't you? If we're talking about devices, particularly children that struggle with like concentration and things, they're then going to switch off and not engage. But I think, it's like hands-on, the crossing the road, the hearing, the sirens, the putting the life jackets on. Those, for some of the children who are kind of practical visual learners, doing those things makes a big difference.
Why was the visit to DangerPoint arranged?
I think it's arranged every year. I've been on a few trips to DangerPoint with the children now, and because I think they see it, the teachers see it's very important for the children to be aware of the dangers around them every day.
Yes, I do, yeah. Just to explore the dangers of outdoor life.
I think we do it for those near that age so they have a better understanding with the dangers at home. We messing about with lighters, matches, electricals and all that, yeah.
Do you think that funding is important to help subsidise a visit and the transport, especially in the current economic climate?
Absolutely, because obviously a lot of our children wouldn't be, if there was a cost to it, wouldn't be able to go. So funding is definitely the most important thing, I'd say.
We can't afford for trips quite often. And if you do ask, I mean, our parents are great, our children are great, but as a school, you've got to be conscious of how much you're charging parents. So the fact that it's subsidised is a massive help. And also not all the children can afford to pay for it. So the fact that it's subsidised helps us massively.
Definitely, yeah, because obviously if you're not able to afford to be able to take your children there or class there, then this funding would help a lot.
I don't know that we would have been able to do it if we hadn't had that help, to be totally honest with you. Especially around here, there just isn't the money or the participation from parents. So I think being able to, that would make a huge difference, yeah.
Do you have any other feedback that you'd like to share with us?
I think it was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. As I say, I came 3 days in a row. But it was consistently good, and the different year groups, seeing it sort of 4, 5 and 6, they all enjoyed it. It wasn't like, some of the year 6s can kind of become a bit disengaged really, but they still really enjoyed it. I think it was really good. I think it's really worthwhile.